Hello and welcome back to another edition of Nifty Notions. I'm Jason.
And I'm Andrew.
And today, Andrew is going to mystify us yet again with another interesting piece of information.
Right. I have a very simple question.
Yes.
Would you ban a chemical called hydroxylic acid if I would tell you, let me tell you some of the properties of hydroxylic acid and then you can answer my question.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds very acidy to begin with.
It is. Ish. Acidy, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'll tell you a little bit about hydroxylic acid. It's the major component of acid rain. It's a major component of the greenhouse effect. It is the main component of contrails or chemtrails, as some people like to call them, from jet engines. It contributes to the erosion of natural landscapes. It can cause severe burns. It can cause asphyxiation. It can cause electrical short circuits. It's a corrosive agent that causes rusting and degradation of many materials. It has been found in cancer tumours and in the brains of Alzheimer's sufferers. So let me pose that question again to you. Now knowing what some of the properties of hydroxylic acid is, do you think you'd be likely to sign a petition to say this should be banned?
Well, there's nothing good in what you're saying. I don't like the name.
Right.
Doesn't sound particularly appetising to me. And then you have now outlined a series of things, and everyday things, some of those.
Yes.
Of where this particular chemical or whatever it is present. So if somebody came to me and said that, would you sign it saying, let's just get rid of it?
Yeah.
I'd be inclined to do so.
Yeah. And I think any rational, reasonable person presented with that, not necessarily being au fait chemically with what that is, would agree.
And that's a truthful list, isn't it?
It's a very truthful, absolutely accurate, absolutely truthful. The name's accurate as well.
Yeah.
Now, there is some other things I probably want to tell you about hydroxylic acid, and that's some of its other names.
Okay.
So it's also known as hydric acid, hydrol, hydrogen hydroxide, and dihydrogen monoxide. Okay?
All right.
Now, this chemical happens to be made up of let's call it dihydrogen monoxide. It's the more commonly...
Dihydrogen monoxide, okay.
So the di means two, okay?
Right.
The hydrogen is a H.
An H, yeah.
And oxygen is an O. So you have H2O, otherwise known as?
Water.
That's it.
You just tricked me, did you?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? This is how you can lie with or mislead with the truth. All those things I said to you before, 100% accurate. No, there's no lie there. The names are accurate. It is called hydroxylic acid. It's called dihydrogen monoxide. And the origin of this, it was a hoax. This comes from a newspaper that had played an April Fool's joke. Okay. And they put it as dihydrogen monoxide.
Right.
And they got a whole lot of people going, oh my God, this is terrible, blah, 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 blah. Then they had to admit what it was. It was also taken up in, I think, 1982 by some MIT students who went around trying to get signatures on petitions to ban dihydrogen monoxide, and they were very successful in getting a lot of petitions.
Wow.
Now, if we look at that videotape that I'm going to show right now, which was an excerpt from the Penn and Teller Bullshit show where they were talking about this, and they had one of their producers go out in a crowd. The producer goes around and starts talking about, would you ban dihydrogen monoxide based on this? So let's have a look at the videotape.
Can I get you guys to sign a petition?
What for?
For banning dihydrogen monoxide?
Oh yeah, I'll sign that.
Thank you very much.
Our petition woman was getting signatures left and right. We're talking hundreds.
It causes a lot of urination, vomiting.
Yeah, I'm
can even
familiar
cause...
with it.
Oh, okay. This is a petition for dihydrogen monoxide. What it is it's a chemical that is found now in reservoirs and in lakes. Pesticides, different kind of companies are using this. It's styrofoam companies, nuclear companies. And now when they use it in pesticides, when we're washing our fruit and things like that, it's not coming out. It causes excessive sweating, excessive urination. And it's in the grocery stores and in our babies' food and stuff like that.
We don't know if they thought, but they signed. There we are.
So this has a term and it's called paltering, P-A-L-T-E-R-I-N-G, it's on the screen.
Paltering?
Paltering, and it means deceiving with the truth. Now, if you remember Mark Twain's famous quote, there are lies, damn lies, and statistics. So this kind of falls into that category of, you know, probably in the statistics category. These are not statistics, but they're truths that you can lie with.
Yeah.
And you see these in everyday on television. Politicians are misleading with the truth
absolutely.
all the time. You know, the way they answer questions and avoid hitting or answering the questions directly. Yeah. So are you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to mention that. I remember when the World War II ended in 1945, obviously Japan was a defeated country and it needed to re-emerge as a commercial economic force. One of the things they used to put on a lot of their products was made in USA. So which was absolutely correct, because there is a town or city in Japan called Usa, USA. Right?
So they did it without the full stops, probably.
They did it without the full stops, but they made it look like it was from the USA.
Misleading,
Again, absolutely truthful.
Absolutely truthful, yeah.
But not what you would expect.
Yeah. So there are examples of this where, if we go back to politicians, again, not answering questions, people will often misuse the statistics, and they'll say, you know, based on this, we're going to do that. And it's completely messing with people's minds and preying on people's ignorance as well.
Exactly.
So you'll find examples of this in everyday use if you're buying maybe a used car or property. You know, it's only being driven once a month on Sundays, kind of deal. The car runs fine. Well, it might have run fine the last time they ran it, but it's not running fine today.
Yes. Exactly.
Examples of, you know, you're kind of telling the truth, but misleading completely. So the lesson here is be diligent, accept nothing, test everything, which is impossible to do, really. But just be aware that people can bamboozle you, and don't go signing petitions with stuff you just don't know anything about.
And that was a watered-down version of the truth.
Yes.
Sorry.
It was. No, it's fine. That's it.
Well, great. Thank you for that. It's really fascinating. I find this subject really interesting.
Easy.
And that's it for another edition of Nifty Notions. I'm Jason.
I'm Andrew.
And if you like what you've seen, feel free to like and subscribe. It's all free. And hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.
See ya.